All right, so picture this. You've poured everything into your business. You got an awesome product. You're ready to make your mark online. But when those potential customers land on your website, do they get that, like, wow factor? Does it really show, like, the quality, the passion you've put into it?
Yeah.
That's where I think custom web design comes in.
Yeah, it's really interesting how many businesses, I think, just don't realize the power of a really specially made online presence.
Right.
We're not just talking about, switching out a logo on some template here.
Yeah.
This is like diving deep, creating an experience that's as unique as the business itself.
Okay, you've got me intrigued. I'm already picturing it in my head.
Yeah.
But how does custom design actually achieve that distinct feel?
I think you can think about it this way. A custom website doesn't just, show your products or services. It tells your brand's story.
Okay.
It's using a visual language that speaks to your audience. And it's things like carefully chosen colors and fonts and images that work together to create a cohesive and memorable experience.
It's like walking into a really well-designed boutique versus just a generic department store, right?
Yeah.
You immediately get that sense of the brand.
Exactly. And in the Australian market, where competition is so fierce that first impression is crucial, our sources highlight how Australian businesses are using custom design to really capture that local market share.
Now, you had me at capturing market share. Tell me more. How does this play out in Australia specifically?
Well, for example, Australian consumers are very mobile savvy. Studies show they're among the top users of smartphones in the world.
Right.
And a custom website can really capitalize on this by using features optimized for mobile browsing, making sure it's a smooth, engaging experience for those on-the-go users.
So it's not just about aesthetics, it's about understanding those habits of your target audience and building a website that caters to them.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it goes even deeper.
Yeah.
Imagine integrating Australian-specific payment systems directly into the site, or even tailoring your marketing messages to resonate with local cultural nuances. These are the kind of details that a custom design can really accommodate and give you that edge.
Yeah. I see how this goes way beyond just having a pretty website.
Yeah.
This is a strategic tool for business growth, especially here. But what about the technical side of things?
Yeah.
Our sources mention SEO, and I know that's a big deal for getting found online.
Absolutely. SEO is crucial. And custom design lets developers weave those best practices right into the site.
Okay.
Like optimized load times, mobile responsiveness, and even using structured data to make it easier for search engines to understand your content.
So it's like building a house with strong foundations from the start. You're not trying to tack things on as an afterthought.
Yeah.
Can you give me some specific examples of how custom design can boost that SEO?
One thing that's often overlooked with template sites is page speed. Slow loading times can really hurt your search ranking. And honestly, nobody likes to wait for a website to load.
No.
Custom design lets developers prioritize that speed by optimizing the code, the images, and server configurations.
Oh, okay.
And that gives you a really fast user experience that Google's going to love.
So customers will be happier and Google will reward you. I'm seeing the value here.
Yeah.
But what about those businesses just starting out? Maybe they're not ready for that huge website overhaul. Does custom design still make sense for them?
That's where scalability comes in.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting things about custom design is that it's built to grow with you.
Oh,
As your business evolves, your website can new features, integrations, even complete redesigns can be implemented seamlessly. So you're always ahead of the curve.
So it's not static. It's like a living thing that can adapt.
Exactly.
I like that. But beyond the technical stuff, what about the actual experience of using the website?
Yeah.
That's got to be important too.
That's where user experience, or UX, comes into play. It's about understanding how people interact with your website and optimizing every element to create a seamless, enjoyable journey.
Okay.
And a custom design gives you complete control over that.
Okay, so walk me through this. How does custom design make a better UX for my visitors?
Imagine landing on a website and the navigation is so intuitive, you just effortlessly find what you're looking for. The layout is visually appealing, the content is engaging, and the calls to action are really clear and compelling.
So it's about guiding the visitor towards a specific goal, whether that's making a purchase or signing up or just learning more about you.
Exactly. And a custom design lets you tailor every detail of that experience to your specific audience.
Right.
For example, one of our sources mentions a case study where an Australian business saw a huge increase in conversions after using a custom website that focused on simplifying the checkout.
Okay.
and highlighting those customer testimonials.
Testimonials, that's a great point. People trust recommendations from other customers.
Mm.
It's like that relief you feel when you see a long line outside a restaurant. It's got to be good.
Exactly.
So we've talked about branding, SEO scalability, UX. It's clear that a custom website can tick a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
But let's get down to it. How does all of this translate into a competitive advantage?
It's pretty simple. A website that's visually stunning, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines, it's going to attract more visitors, keep them engaged longer, and ultimately convert them into loyal customers.
So you're not just building a website, you're building an online experience that sets you apart from the competition.
Precisely. And that's the power of custom web design. It's about creating that digital presence that reflects your brand, resonates with your audience, and gives you that real edge in the market.
I'm feeling inspired to revamp my own website.
Yeah.
But before I get carried away, I know there's another important aspect we need to discuss.
Yeah.
The investment. Custom design probably costs more than just grabbing a template, right?
Yeah, you're right. The initial investment for custom can be higher, but it's essential to think of it as an investment, not just an expense.
Okay, so break it down for me. What makes custom design a worthwhile investment in the long run?
Well, think about it this way. You wouldn't build a brick-and-mortar store without carefully considering the location, the layout, the ambiance.
Right.
All those details that create a unique, inviting experience for your customers. Your website is your digital storefront. It deserves that same level of thought and investment.
So just like a physical store, you want your website to be a place where customers want to spend time, browse, and ultimately make a purchase.
Exactly. And a custom design with its unique branding, optimized functionality, and tailored user experience can achieve that and more.
Okay.
It's an investment in the long-term success of your business.
That makes perfect sense. But we've also talked about the importance of the Australian market. How does custom design help businesses navigate the nuances and regulations here?
That's a great question. In Australia, there are specific regulations like the Australian Consumer Law and the Privacy Act that businesses need to comply with, especially online. And a custom website can be built with those in mind from the get-go,
Okay.
making sure you're not just meeting requirements, but building trust with your customers.
So it's not just a nice to have. It's a smart business move that protects you and builds credibility.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Australian context, our sources specifically mention accessibility standards.
Right. And this is an area where custom design really shines.
Okay.
By adhering to those standards, you're not only making your website usable for people with disabilities, but you're also showing your commitment to inclusivity, which resonates with Australian consumers.
It's about creating that positive experience for everyone who visits your website.
Exactly. And that's something that all businesses, not just those in Australia, should strive for.
Right. We're going to dive even deeper into the world of custom web design in just a bit. But for now, I'm curious, what are your initial thoughts? Does your current website truly represent your brand and give you that competitive edge we've been talking about? It's something to think about.
Yeah, it is. It is something to think about. And as you're thinking about that, maybe we can kind of shift gears and talk about the process of actually bringing that dream website to life.
Okay.
And it all starts with, finding the right web developer for the job.
Okay, so let's say I'm sold. I'm ready to take the plunge.
Huh?
Where do I even begin? How do I find that perfect match for my business and my vision?
It all starts with research, just like you would with any important business decision. Don't just go with the first name that pops up on Google.
Right.
Look for developers that specialize in your industry or that have a proven track record of creating websites that really align with your aesthetic and functional goals.
So I need to be picky.
Yeah,
It's like finding the right architect to build your dream home, right?
exactly.
You want someone who understands what you want and can actually make it a reality.
Yeah, and just like you look at an architect's portfolio, you want to take your time and really explore the potential developers' websites, look at their case studies, read testimonials, and don't be afraid to reach out to some of their past clients.
So due diligence is key.
Yeah.
It's about finding a developer who not only has the skills, but also understands your industry and your market.
Yeah.
What are some red flags to watch out for during this vetting process?
A big one is a lack of transparency. If a developer is hesitant to really openly discuss their process, their pricing, or their timeline, that's a sign that something might be off.
Okay, so open communication and a clear understanding of expectations are essential.
Absolutely.
What else should I be looking for?
I would look for developers who are really passionate about what they do and that they're committed to staying current, on the latest technologies and trends. The digital world changes so fast.
Yeah.
And you want a partner who's on the cutting edge, not stuck in the past.
Right. It's about finding someone who's not just building websites, they're shaping the future of online experiences.
Sure.
Our sources actually mentioned Mouth Technology Systems as an example of a company that seems to embody this forward-thinking approach.
Yeah, they do. And what's interesting about Now Technology Systems is their focus on the Australian market.
Okay.
They really highlight incorporating the latest innovations and regulations, and they have a knack for creating visually stunning, user-friendly websites that really resonate here.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, a developer who has both the technical skills and a deep understanding of your market.
Yeah.
Okay, now, assuming I've found my dream developer, what comes next?
Hmm.
What does the actual collaboration process look like?
Communication is key throughout that whole process.
Right.
The right developer will really invest the time to understand your goals, your audience, and your vision for the site.
Okay.
They should be asking thoughtful questions, listening carefully, and offering clear explanations every step of the way.
It's a partnership, right? You're both working together to create something special.
Exactly. And like any successful partnership, it requires open dialogue, mutual respect, and that shared commitment to getting the best outcome.
This makes me think about ongoing maintenance and updates.
Yeah.
Once the website's launched, the work doesn't stop there, does it?
No, absolutely not. A website is a dynamic thing, much like your business itself.
Mm-hmm.
It needs regular care and attention to thrive in that ever-changing online landscape.
So it's like owning a garden.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just plant the seeds and walk away. You got to nurture it, prune it, make sure it's getting enough sun and water.
I love that analogy. And just like a garden, your website needs regular updates, security patches, fresh content, maybe even a little redesign now and then to keep it looking its best and working well.
So what are some key things to keep in mind when it comes to website maintenance?
Right.
What should business owners be thinking about?
First and foremost, security. The online world can be a bit of a Wild West.
Right.
And you need to protect your site from hackers and malware. Things like regular updates, strong passwords, and secure hosting are crucial.
So protecting your website and your customers' data.
Yeah.
What about keeping the content fresh and engaging?
That's another crucial part. Regularly updating your blog, adding new images, refreshing the copy that keeps visitors interested, and also signals to search engines that your site is active and relevant.
So it's about showing that you're keeping up with the digital world, constantly evolving and innovating.
Exactly.
Are there any tools or resources that can make this maintenance less daunting?
Absolutely. A lot of developers offer ongoing maintenance packages, taking care of things for you and making sure your site stays healthy and secure.
Okay.
Also, content management systems like WordPress make it easy to update content and manage basic functions, even if you're not tech savvy.
Okay, so there are options out there for both DIY and getting professional support.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about e-commerce.
Okay.
For businesses selling online, their website is their virtual storefront.
It's their 24/7 sales engine.
Right. And a well-designed e-commerce site can make all the difference between just existing online and really thriving.
It can.
So let's say I'm a business owner with a physical store and I'm ready to expand into online sales.
Okay.
What are some key things to think about for e-commerce website design?
One of the most important is making a user-friendly shopping experience that feels intuitive and enjoyable.
Okay.
Think about the online stores you like to shop at, what makes them so appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are it's a combination of easy navigation, clear product categories, high-quality images, and those compelling product descriptions.
It's like walking into a well-designed boutique where everything's easy to find and the products are displayed in a way that makes you want to buy them all.
Exactly. And that same idea applies to e-commerce design.
Mm-hmm.
You want to entice customers, guide them through, and make it super easy for them to find what they want and complete their purchase.
Speaking of completing the purchase, what about the checkout process? That can make or break it for a lot of online shoppers.
You're absolutely right. A smooth, secure, and straightforward checkout is essential for getting those conversions. Customers need to feel confident about putting in their payment information and finishing the purchase without any hassle or security worries.
Yeah, security is so important, especially with online transactions.
It is.
Our sources actually mention WooCommerce as a popular platform for building e-commerce websites.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
WooCommerce is a great plugin for WordPress that turns your website into a fully functional online store.
Okay.
It's really versatile, offering lots of features and extensions that can be tailored to fit different businesses.
So if I'm already on WordPress, WooCommerce is a natural way to add e-commerce capabilities.
It is.
What are some of the key advantages?
One of the biggest is its flexibility. It's open source, which means you have a lot of control over how your store feels and functions.
Okay.
It also integrates really well with a wide range of payment gateways, shipping providers, and marketing tools.
So it's a comprehensive solution.
It is.
Are there any other e-commerce platforms you recommend looking into?
Yeah, absolutely. Shopify is another popular choice, especially for businesses just starting out or that prefer a more all-in-one approach.
Okay.
It's cloud-based, so you don't have to worry about hosting or technical stuff. It's known for its user-friendly interface and a huge library of templates and apps to customize your store.
So WooCommerce for the DIY enthusiast and Shopify for a more streamlined experience.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
What are some of the must-have elements of a successful e-commerce website regardless of the platform?
High-quality product photography is a must-enter. Your images are your digital window displays.
Right.
They need to be enticing, informative, and showcase your product in the best possible light.
It's like the digital version of food styling. You want those product photos to make mouths water.
Exactly. And just as important as the visuals are, those compelling product descriptions. Don't just list the technical specs, tell a story, highlight the benefits, and explain how your products solve your customers' problems.
Make them feel like they absolutely need what you're selling.
Exactly. And don't forget about customer reviews.
Right.
Social proof is so powerful in e-commerce. Positive reviews from past customers can really build trust and encourage new customers to make that purchase.
It's that wisdom of the crowd effect. If other people love it, it must be good.
Exactly.
Any other advice for businesses looking to really make a splash in the world of online sales?
One word, mobile optimize, optimize, optimize.
Okay.
More and more people are shopping on their phones, so your site needs to be designed to give them a smooth experience.
So that means fast loading times, easy navigation, and a checkout process that's designed for touchscreens.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of digital marketing. Use social media, email marketing, and SEO to get traffic to your website and connect with potential customers.
It's all about getting your products in front of the right people at the right time.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground, from finding that perfect developer to building an e-commerce empire.
We have.
Any final nuggets of wisdom you want to share before we move on?
Yeah. I would say in the digital age, your website is your most valuable asset. It's your online storefront, your marketing hub, your connection to the world. So invest in a website that reflects your brand, engages your audience, and pushes your business forward.
Great advice. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive into custom web design and e-commerce. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've gone through the ins and outs of custom web design and e-commerce, explored its benefits, and even tackled the nitty-gritty of finding that right developer. But there's one question still hanging in the air. Is custom web design really worth the investment?
That's the big question, isn't it? And the answer, like most things in life, is it depends.
The classic consultant's response. But I know you're going to elaborate, so what does it depend on?
It depends on your business needs and goals.
Yeah.
Your budget and your long-term vision for your online presence. It's not one size fits all.
Right. It's about finding the right fit. But let's go back to some of the key advantages we talked about. A custom design website lets you create a unique brand identity, optimize for search engines, and provide a seamless user experience that keeps people coming back.
Yeah, and let's not forget about that competitive edge it can give you.
Right.
In a crowded online world, a well-designed website can really be your secret weapon, helping you stand out and capture the attention of your audience.
It's like the difference between a generic mass-produced product and a handcrafted masterpiece. One blends in, the other stands out and leaves an impression.
That's a great analogy. And just like a handcrafted masterpiece,
Right.
a custom designed website is an investment that gets better over time.
Right.
It's not just a website. It's a digital asset that can help your business grow for years.
But let's talk about the cost. Custom web design can be a big investment upfront, especially compared to using a template or a DIY builder.
Yeah, that's true. Custom design does require a larger initial outlay, but it's important to think of it as an investment, not just an expense.
So how do we measure the return on that investment? What are the things businesses should be tracking to see if their custom website is working?
One of those important is website traffic. Are you seeing more people coming to your website since launching your custom design?
And not just any visitors, right?
Yeah.
The right kind of visitors, people who are interested in your products or services.
Exactly. Quality over quantity every time. you also want to track those conversion rates. Are those visitors doing what you want them to do on your website? Buying something, signing up for your newsletter, requesting a quote.
So it's about going beyond just page views and looking at the actions that really matter for your business.
Exactly. Another valuable source of information is customer feedback.
Okay.
Are your customers happy with their experience on your website? Are they finding it easy to use and engaging with your content?
Getting feedback through surveys, reviews, and even just talking to customers can give you really valuable insights into what's working and what could be better.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of a custom website. You have the flexibility to keep making it better based on real data and feedback.
So it's about making a website that changes and improves over time, just like your business.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is whether your website is helping you reach your goals.
Absolutely. Whether those goals are to increase sales or leads or build your brand or create an online community, your website should be a tool that helps you get there.
And a custom-designed website with its unique branding functionality and user experience can be the key to that digital success.
It really can.
So to come back to our original question, is custom web design really worth it?
If you're serious about building a strong online presence, setting yourself apart from the competition and creating a website that represents your brand and helps your business grow, then the answer is definitely yes.
It's an investment in your business's future, one that can pay off big time if it's done right.
And remember, it's not just about the technology, it's about finding the right people to work with. A team of skilled and passionate web developers who get your vision and can make it happen.
So if you're ready to take your online presence to that next level, don't wait. Reach out to a good developer, explore what's possible with custom design, and watch your business succeed online.
Your dream website is out there waiting to be built, and the possibilities are endless.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into custom web design and e-commerce. We hope you learned something new and got some inspiration. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the limits of what's possible online.